What is up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat and we are here at the Nerd Castle again today playing Mount & Blade Warband. If I sound a little bit froggy, it's because I have like a flu right now. I am so hopped up on just Dayquil right now, so I'm feeling good. We're going to record an episode because frankly, this is what gets me up in the morning. So like even when I'm ill, it's like I want to record, like I want to spend time with you guys and hang out playing some video games. And so, you know, even when I'm ill, it feels difficult to motivate myself to go about my day unless we're going to play. I think I'm going to try and wipe out some of these looters, actually, before we go much further. There's 14 over here, and I feel like that's a really good choice. So let's go ahead and actually, I haven't saved this game yet once, so if it crashes on me, I should probably do that. But let's go fight these looters. We are outnumbered, and some of our guys are wounded. But if we manage to survive this fight, it's going to let a lot of these guys level up. And right now, they're just awful. Like, these guys are a bunch of professional bullet stoppers at the moment, like bullet back stops. Unfortunately, well, I guess bolts. We gotta keep with the time period, I guess. They are bolt backstops, not bullet backstops. There are Mount & Blade mods that let you use guns. I'm particularly not a fan of them. I prefer to keep things like in the medieval age. Let's see if my terrible aiming works here. I bet that was close. I feel like that was probably a close one. Nope. Still can't aim worth dick. That has always been the story of my life in Mount & Blade. I'm gonna see if I can pick off some of these guys in the back, although we're not hitting very hard right now, unfortunately. I don't know what that's a function of right now, but we'll fix that later. What I like to do as I'm fighting these battles is there are like right ways to fight from horseback and wrong ways, and that was the wrong way right there. They should be winning. I see no reason why we shouldn't be like tearing it. Oh no. No, we actually appear to be losing quite soundly, and I just hit my own guy, unfortunately. Alright, well, that may have backfired on me. I can only hope that most of these dudes are now wounded. I probably should have done something epic like that a little bit earlier on in the fight to save some of these lives. But maybe... Ooh, 8 got killed, really? That sucks. I should probably level up. Oh, I forgot to take... Well, I didn't forget to take, I didn't take. Let's go ahead and grab all of their loot really quickly. And now that we've got 153 more dinars, let's go recruit some more troops, I guess. But don't tell any of the locals, because honestly, we've been killing people off like crazy the last couple days. Get 4 more from there. Each time we recruit, it's going to cost us a little bit of money. I'm not going to worry about the quest that they gave us at the beginning of the game, because it's kind of a pointless quest. It's just sort of a tutorial. Now, don't be fooled. These are mountain bandits. You don't want to fight with them yet. They will tune our they will tune us up something nasty right now if we fight them. So we're going to avoid them, and we're going to go by Etrusc and see if maybe we can get down to Deerage Scene. I may mix and match troops on this one, but that becomes a little bit tricky as you get further on into the game. It might be nice to run like Rodok Bowmen and then run like Nord Infantry as we go through the game. I know a lot of people like to do sort of a mercenary force like that. That's how they like to play the game. We only got 2 level ups out of that. Unfortunate, but we got a trained spearman out, so you can see their armor starts to upgrade as you get further and further along. It's costing us a little bit of money. We do have to pay upkeep on every unit that we train, so you want to keep that in mind. You definitely don't want to be in the early game with a bunch of veteran units that you can't afford, because they will desert. And I don't mean desert in the good way. They aren't going to like bring you like a McFlurry. They're going to bail out on you, and it's going to suck. Now, I think I'm actually going to upgrade to crossbowmen. Let's stick with what they're good at for now. Maybe a nice core of crossbowmen. I'm going to go the opposite direction in this episode, and we'll see if that one works. A little known fact that many people don't know, if this game does not... Actually, I think a lot of people know about it. Never mind, I'm talking out of my ass again. Just womp. But as I was saying, if you hold down control and spacebar, it makes everything move faster. Like, it makes time pass faster. I'm going to be using that trick a lot while I play the game, because I frankly hate the travel times in this game. They drive me nuts. Let's grab a few more recruits. There's a caravan right there. We could rob it if we really wanted to be like an evil... Well, I must say like an evil genius, but I don't think we're about ready to get our Gru on yet. Let's maybe see if we can't pick a few more fights. I think what I'd like to do is let's drop off some loot at Veluca, which is dangerously close to Veruca, which is a foot growth thingy. I only know that because I read like a behind the scene things on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is I think where everybody got the word Veruca from. Veruca salt. Let's see here. Fine literature, my friends, fine literature. We've also got to feed our troops, so maybe I should grab some more food while we're out here. I'll grab some bread. We're still going to get 66 dinars. We'll check the tavern, if only for the reason that I want to look for Mathilde. She's one of my favorite characters, and I really want to get her in the party as soon as we possibly can. There's some mercenaries here, but they're horsemen, and they're going to be expensive because they've got chainmail. It's mail that specifically keeps you from getting shot in the ass. Let's go ahead and go over to Splattercat. Political humor! Let's recruit a few more, and in this episode we'll talk about my super secret plan to save the world. Basically what I like to do is I get a big Zerg ball, and then up in the northern reaches of the game there's these guys called Sea Raiders, and they're basically Vikings. They run around, they have amazing equipment, they're basically badasses that just kick the shit out of everything. And you find a small group of them and you Zerg ball them, and whoever survives almost automatically gets upgraded. I will more than likely end up with a few level ups. We'll end up with like chainmail and some really cool gear. It's my favorite way to speed up my progress in the game. I guess we'll head up that way now. In fact, I may grab a few, let's grab a few Nordic recruits while we're up that way. There's our weekly butcher's bill, our weekly budget where we've got to pay out. So there it is, our earlier wealth, 368 silver. Our new wealth, 327. They're called dinars, but I like to call them silver because dinar is weird. I end up calling them like denari, which then makes me feel all strange and like biblical, so I'm just going to avoid the situation altogether. We've got quite a bit of traveling to do. Now there is a downside to using this rapid travel thing that I'm holding down right there. Bandits like to attack you while you're using it, and it gets you into fights that you can't really handle. Let's go... Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do first. We're going to level up some troops, and then after I level up some troops, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to level up my character, and we're going to do that by taking a bunch of quests. There's a few, you can take quests in this game. You can get them at any city center, or you can get them from any lord. We don't want to fight those forest bandits. They have bows, and they're very, very good with them. They're basically little Robin Hood guys, and they're a lot meaner than they look. Am I being chased right now? Yeah, I'm being chased right now. If you're being chased, a good way to get them off of you is to run towards these caravans or any larger group of individuals. They will run away automatically. The game's sort of rudimentary in that respect. The AI just kind of judges you based on numerical advantage, and if it can handle you, it can handle you. If it can't handle you, well, that's that. I just realized my map has been rotated and I'm not traveling in the right direction. Let's go up to Helbegi or maybe the sleepy town of Ambien, grab a few more recruits, and then we'll track down some Sea Raiders to brutalize. Ooh, Tundra Bandits will work too. Either or. Tundra Bandits we might take more casualties just because their ranged options are a little bit superior to ours. There we go. 10 silver for one Nordic recruit. We'll go over to Ambien and see if we can get anything there. The map is looking relatively peaceful at the moment, meaning nobody is shivving the hell out of each other trying to take each other's land, which is pretty cool. How this all works is each of these little fiefs, they're attached to a castle. So once I'm actually running with an army, we couldn't like come over here and conquer this. We would actually have to go to this castle over here. And when we knocked this castle over, it would give us control of these fiefs and expand our land a little bit. But that's all things we'll sort of talk about later. Let me move up to the top here. And once we get there, we'll start seeing Sea Raiders as soon as we get along like this coastline. Trying to take it slow. Oh, there it is right there. So Nords must be at war with Vaegirs right now, which is not an uncommon thing. They tend to fight year-round. Their two factions do not get along at all. The same thing tends to happen with Rhodoks and the Saranid Sultanate. They tend to be fighting each other a lot of the time. The best place... Oh, yep, there it is right there. There's an ongoing battle between a bunch of guys from Vaegirs and one guy who unfortunately fell into their rabbit snare and is getting annihilated now. That happens a lot too. Sometimes you mysteriously get sort of isolated from your troops, and then it's just like a sausage fest. People just shoving things into you, namely swords and spears. But who knows what else gets slipped into the crowd while you're falling towards the ground screaming in agony. Let's go up to Hayek, maybe? Recruit a few more before it gets sacked, because that's what they're about to do right there. Or maybe they're guarding it. Yeah, they're all on the same side, so I think they're guarding it. That one right there, you can see it's been looted. Or sacked, whichever you prefer to call it. Now, the downside to having this large of a force is that we're very, very slow right now. It's going to make it difficult for us to run down Sea Raiders in smaller groups. But we'll see what we can do. Maybe... Let's go to our character sheet really quickly. I think I'm going to put points into prisoner management up front because I'd like to capture guys and sell them. If you can sell the people you capture, you'll make a lot more money in the early game, especially now that certain aspects Let's see, 12. I think we could probably handle 12 with this force. Let's find out. And then we'll handle the 5 group on the other side in just a second. What I'd like to do here is there's a couple ways. We don't have a lot of shields in our force, so a Zerg ball is going to be to our advantage. But what I'd like to do is let me take my archers. I'm going to order them to the top of this hill. I'm going to take my infantry, and I'm going to order them to the bottom right here. And then I'm going to have them stand in kind of a blob. And as soon as we see the enemy coming, I'm going to charge. And we're just going to hope for the best. The other thing that I like to do with these Sea Raiders is I like to drain their... You can see right there, they're throwing things at me. They have bows, javelins, and throwing axes, and I like to deplete those before they get to my front lines by just kind of riding in circles. They're really, really bad at hitting you when they're this far out, and you can tell a lot of them are targeting me already. And I'd prefer to waste their javelins on me versus my troops, if I can get them to do it. Or I'll take a little bit of extra. There it is right there. Throw that axe. Now if they hit my horse, that is going to leave me in a piss poor situation, but we'll live with it. And so what I'd like to do now is let's have everybody charge. Now we are going to lose men on this. That's the downside of this Zerg ball tactic, is you are going to lose people. Additionally, it kind of sucks because I don't really have the attack power. Oh, that was a good axe right there. You almost got me. You also want to watch out for guys running around with spears. They tend to get you in trouble. There we go. I got somebody for 23. God, we are just not hitting as hard as I would like to. And so as you can see, my Zerg ball tactic has totally worked, as it always does. We'll end that. We've wounded a bunch of them, which means we can take them with us, which is what we're going to do. We're going to capture them because each one of these guys is worth like 100 silver if we sell them. There's also Nordic helmets, so we're going to equip one of those. So now we've got a cool like Spangen helm type deal going on. Not a spanking helm, a Spangen helm. I do not want a helm that spanks me. That would be totally awkward at my Christmas dinner with my family. I'm also going to swap out that rusty sword for a Nordic blade. Their shields are some of the best in the game, so I'm going to swap those out too. They've got 304 hit points. I would swap out for a longbow, except that I don't have the skill to use it. So our soldiers are now ready to go, and because they did most of the killing, they should get a lot of upgrades here. And so there you go, my Zerg ball tactic. I'm showing you how it works. 11 guys are ready to be upgraded. I think I'm going to go with maybe like 4 spearmen, and the rest are going to be crossbowmen. And then the Nord recruits are going to 100% be footmen. We can move them around, and what you do when you move them along this bar right here is anybody that's at the top gets deployed first. So if you go into a fight where you can bring 4 friends with you and nobody else, the 4 friends will more than likely come from these groups at the top of the list before they come from the ones at the bottom. So you always want to make sure that anybody you have that's elite is at the top of the list. So there we are. Our tribesmen stay in the back. We have no more basic units left. Did I get anything out of that? No, but we're going to wipe out these 5 over here if we can get the chance to.
Less talking, more raiding.
More raiding. I love their voiceover. Less talking, more raiding. Alright, and so our force is looking a little bit better. I think I'm going to try and deploy my archers on this hill right here. My microphone is blocking my keys. I can't look at them. I'm blind! I can't see! This whole thing is broken! Alright, and then infantry's going to be right there, and they're going to stand closer. Please do not hit me with any javelins or air. God, that was close. Felt that one whistle by my nethers. And my nethers don't like to be whistled at. That is not polite, sir. My horse is being shot to death by this guy. So that guy is going to get stabbed. Oh, nope, they are just serving up an ass whooping to my horse right now, so I'm not going to be involved anymore. I quit. I'm leaving. Tell my infantry to get on in there and get some. Ooh, and I just ate an arrow to the chest. Could be worse. Killed that guy, took him off at the shoulders. Ooh, and I think I would have gotten him too, but my troops seem to be doing a pretty good job right now. And I'll tell you what, changing the resolution where I'm playing in a tiny window right now, it is just destroying my gaming ability. It's weird how you get used to playing a certain way, and then after that you have to like modify. We've killed all 5 of them, so no captures. Additionally, no good loot. But it's okay, as long as somebody upgrades. Let's head off this way towards Beluga Castle. The Castle of Wales. Let's see here. I always get that Baby Beluga song stuck in my head every time I see that place. It's like a curse. It's a nasty, nasty Mountain Blade curse. Let's see who can be upgraded. Ooh, Nord trained footman. Hell yeah. He's got chainmail, as you can see. I think I'll go with some Rodok trained spearmen. There we go. Turn the rest into, ooh, a trained crossbowman. Put him up near the top so that he can help out. And believe me, our crossbowmen are going to get very, very deadly as the game goes along. Let's go to Rivacheg and see if we can sell some of these guys. Typically, you'll find the ransom broker here in the taverns. In fact, you will always find him here unless it's in a mod. We're sort of beat up too, so I may actually have to take a little bit of time out and heal. I don't think there's anybody in these rooms up here ever, but I'm going to look anyways. Let's sell off some of the garbage. Oh yeah, we were going to be a two-handed build, weren't we? Well, I wanted to do like a two-handed claymore, so we'll save it for a little bit. Right now we need cash, so let's sell every... Oh, we've only got 65 dinars. Oh my god, where did my money go? Must be hiring too many people. So there we go. We've got a little bit of cash now to play with. And the unfortunate downside to our condition... Deserters, Vigor, Horsemen. Yeah, we don't want to fight them at all. We don't have nearly the strong enough infantry line to hold off an assault like that. Let's camp for a little bit. We're going to put down a killer little tent, and we're all going to sleep together in a huddled cuddle mass. Because healing goes quicker when you... Believe me, healing goes quicker when you huddle and cuddle. Just remember that, huddle and cuddle. It's like a turtle named Bert. Let's see here. I don't see actually any more. They must be doing a pretty good job at clearing out these Sea Raiders because there's a lot of reasonably sized groups of them, but I want little groups. There's a 7. I'll take that. I'll take the 14 actually. Do I want the 14? No, we'll take the 7. Although he might be able to outrun us. Ooh, a 12 is perfect. A 12 is right in between. I'll take the 12 for sure. Now, I was also going to talk about that. I may use Mountain Blade tweaks to turn this into a big battle game. I don't know if I want to do big battles or little battles. You can accordingly change the amount of fighters you want in each battle. Let me have my infantry all line up here. Since we've actually got a reasonably decent ranged force now, we want to wait for them to deal a little bit of damage before the enemy gets to us every single time. And I'm going to take this opportunity to level up my crossbow skills too. Where are they at? They're like, no, we don't want to fight anymore. We want no part of this. We heard what you did to our friends. I think they're probably coming from this direction over here. It looks like yeah, they're coming up over the hill. So as you can see, we're actually leveling pretty good volleys at the enemy right now. We don't have a ton of shield. Actually, no, we've got a shield wall, so we should be alright. Let me see if I can catch one of these guys. A good rule of thumb to use is to watch the trajectory they're firing at and try and emulate it. Like right there. We might get somebody. No. Those long bomb shots, it's always difficult to tell. With the screen set to this resolution for recording on YouTube, I'm having trouble seeing where the bolt is landing to gauge my shot anyways. Let's go ahead and have the infantry charge now that they've been whittled down a tad. You may say, well, you haven't whittled them at all. You've only killed one guy. To that, I would say, well, crossbow bolts have this nasty habit of really, really destroying shields. See if I can take his head off. Oh, and they got him before I could. Who's left? Oh, there's one archer left on the hill. See if I can reload before we get up there. Our horse is going to slow down a tad before we get up this hill. There's an 18, but he's got a spear, so you always want to be careful of guys with spears when you're on a horse. Ooh, he tried to juke me. Is there another one? Let's have a look here. I think somebody got stuck on the terrain. Yep, he got stuck on one. These trees over here, guys get stuck on these trees so much. You guys have no idea. If you play Mountain Blade a lot, this tree model right here gets so many dudes just stuck up against him. Now you see how those guys are cocked and loaded to swing at me? You kind of want to avoid, you want to juke the there we go. We want them to go back into block mode basically before we try and get in there. That one I swung a little soon. That one I swung right on time. And there it is. Another battle down. We may try and fight one more group of Sea Raiders before we break this off. But we're doing pretty well right now. We only have one wounded. We wounded one of them. That's good. So that's another capture. So that's about 400 silver right there. Ah, Bernie. Very good. So now we actually have real armor. And armor makes a tremendous difference in this game. If you've never played Mountain Blade, armor can actually reduce the amount of damage you're going to take enormously. This is not one of those weird RPGs where it changes like your chance to get hit or anything like that. It actually flat out reduces the amount of damage you take. And while I don't know the actual equation involved, I know that when you're wearing plate mail, you can eat javelins like straight to the chest. Be perfectly fine. It won't even matter. You'll be like, I'm good, dude. Whatever. Let's keep going. 13 Sea Raiders right there. I would prefer to level up my force a little bit though before I go much further. So let's do that. We've got trained crossbowmen here. We're about to make some money by rolling these guys, so I may as well. We now no longer have any tier 1 troops. That is a great spot to be in. In fact, that's the spot you want to be in. You want to get as far away from tier 1 troops as you can. Save my game, because my game is prone to crashing. That's a nice head you have on your shoulders. I know, that's why I keep it there. I mean, that's why I was so successful as a troubadour. Because I have a nice head on my shoulders. It never helps being, or it never hurts being beautiful. There we go. Let's go ahead and put that right there. Archers be up on this spot. And actually for this fight, I don't think it's actually going to be worth it for me to be on horseback. So we may dismount and actually get on foot here. Because these hills are not going to be to my advantage. As soon as all these guys get lined up, I'm going to dismount and we're going to fight this one on foot. Let's hang out back here with the crossbowmen for now because the enemy does have the high ground. We're going to be waiting for them to come to us. You really don't want to be stuck on the side of these mountains when they crest it. That's going to put you at a severe, severe disadvantage. They're probably going to come right through that little hogback right there. I'm sorry, not that hogback, that gully. The horse will hang out here until it gets hit. I mean, it's disappointing. If he catches an arrow or whatever, he's going to take off running. But for now... Oh, there they are right there. I was sort of wondering... Now, you will note that if I eat a stray arrow right now, it will be the end of combat. If I get hit, combat does not continue rolling on out without mods. I think I'm actually going to take my place with the melees. So let's get up in the shield line here. And this guy actually doesn't have a shield, so I'm going to cover him. A lot of them already seem to be in melee mode, which is good. But we are going to take a little round of skirmishing up front. Luckily, our footmen have skirmishing abilities too. So as they level, they're going to get better and better at skirmishing. They've also got these crazy little World War I fighter pilot hats, which they make them better in combat. Don't ask me how. They're magic. I'm not sure. Nordic runic magic. Ooh, they killed one of my archers. Alright, so now's the time to charge. Let's get in there. Alright, Mad Dog McGriddle scores a kill. And now we really need to bust up this group right here, which is just sitting firing arrows into the melee. There we go, and that's how we do it. And these last couple, let me go ahead and order the archers forward as well, just in case they can't make the shot. Your archers, if you put them in charge mode, they will naturally just try and move on the enemy and get to the most advantageous shot they can, within reason, I guess. And these longbows are deadly. It can be a definite problem. Oh, he's going to try and run. Ah, block my shot. I don't have my horse either. My horse is stuck way back there. Our archers can't make a round at him either. Usually archers pick these guys off that try and run. Let me see if I can get him as he crests the hill there. Oh, I missed. I am terrible with ranged weapons in this game. I'm actually okay with a bow. But for whatever reason, the way that the crossbow flies just... I don't do well with it. A huge javelin in our shield, God. Although I do like the way that your shield accumulates like random refuse as you play through the level. Like, sometimes you'll end up with just so many arrows on your shield that it's incredible. God, he's making us look foolish. He's pulling like a Usain Bolt out here. Oh, and he phased out, which is disappointing because I'm pretty sure that one was pretty close to on target for once. We lost one guy, which is our trained crossbowman, one of our higher levels, which is weak. But we killed the rest, so no captures, but we did get another Bernie, which will be nice. We'll make some money there. And of course, we did well enough to get our next round of upgrades. So we've got a few more trained footmen. A few more trained crossbowmen as well. Let's head on over to Vercheg or Wercheg or however you say that word. And once we get over to Vercheg, we will sell off our remaining loot because we've got to make a little bit of money here. As you can see, our money is diminishing very, very rapidly. That's because as your troops become more and more elite, they have this weird tendency to want to be paid better. I don't know, apparently they learn that they're worth life, they're putting their life at limit stake and, well, they want to be paid. I don't blame them. If I had skills to pay the bills, I would have the will to make the bills. That was two different kinds of bills. I guess that rhyme still works. I don't know. Whatever. Let's get on in here and sell off some of this stuff. Oh, they actually don't have the money to pay me. Well, give me my stuff back. And then we will sell the remainder. We've actually got a reasonable amount of cash after 2 episodes. We'll probably keep doing this for another episode or so. It's a lot of cool gear. What I like to do is whenever I do this, I scan down near the bottom. Sometimes you'll find really, really good gear near the bottom of the list. It is arranged with regards to the item's quality. So you can get like rusty plate mail sometimes for like that right there, that Serenade guard armor. That's really good armor if I didn't have a Bernie. For reasonably cheap actually by comparison to some of the stuff near the top. But anyways, I'll probably aim for some bandit armor later on in the game. For now, we can't really afford anything like that, so we'll just stick with what we have. My name is Splattercat, thank you for joining me here in the Nerd Castle. I hope you're enjoying this Mountain Blade playthrough, and I will see you guys in the next episode. If you have any suggestions, I mean, we'll play vanilla for a while. We're gonna let this one run. I don't know what we're gonna do in it. I mean, we may try to conquer at least a chunk of the map, maybe get ourselves some holdings. Maybe I'll use this to explain how the game works in general, and then we'll go to like a more complicated mod. But for now, I mean, if you have suggestions for mods you want me to play or anything like that, after we finish this series, I can almost guarantee you it's probably going to be Florus, but I will actually, I don't play loads and loads of mods. I tend to stick to Britain, Walda, Florus, and like Pandora, so, you know, if you've got any other ones out there, let me know. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.